beautiful souls, and welcome back to Come Grow Spiritually with me, Tarot Edition. Today is the beginning of the Fall Equinox, and I gotta tell you, fall is my favorite time of the year. So yeah, I decided what better question to ask this morning, but what guidance does the Fall Equinox bring me as I move forward into the new season? So again, the fall equinox is all about balance, release, and harvest. So it's about reflecting on what has come to fruition and what must be let go as we transition into this darker, more rested period of the year. So come with me. I'm going to do a 5-card spread. So I'm going to ask for what guidance does the fall equinox bring me as I move into this new season. And I'm going to ask for 5 cards. The first being harvest. So what I have grown or achieved this year that I should celebrate. Card number 2 will be the shadow. So what needs to be released or left behind as I move forward. Balance. Where in my life am I being called to create greater harmony? Wisdom. What is the lesson from this past season that will help guide me into the next? And number 5 will be my path forward. So how I can align with the energy of the equinox for my highest good. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. All right, friends, we pulled the 4 of Wands, the 10 of Cups, the 5 of Swords, the 6 of Cups, and the Hierophant. All right, let's get into it. Okay, in position 1, the harvest position, we got the 4 of Wands. And the 4 of Wands is about celebration, stability, milestones, and joy. So this card is a reminder to honor what I have already built. The foundations of stability, my accomplishments, and the support systems around me. So I need to celebrate the harvest of the hard work, no matter how big or how small. Now, I have had a pretty amazing year. And I have done a lot of building around new relationships, around my relationship with myself, around my spirituality, around my holistic practice and my online business and content. And I feel like it's been a lot of trial and tribulation, but I feel like I have a solid foundation underneath me now. And in most of those areas of my life, I am already seeing the harvest, the fruits of my labor, especially around my relationships with myself and with my friends and other people. So this is a pretty good card, and it's right on par of what the work that I've been doing around the equinox energy. So celebrating my hard work, even if it hasn't produced the results that I was looking for or had hoped for, I need to remember that I need to celebrate the small wins and acknowledge the fact that I know that these small wins are building a stable foundation that are going to bring me the goals and the success that I am working towards. So there you have it. Okay, in the shadow position, we got the 10 of Cups. So I was kind of like, I'm not sure what this means. Because the 10 of Cups is all about emotional fulfillment, family harmony, and idealism. So like this is like ultimate emotional fulfillment, family, joy. So because it's in the shadow position, it is suggesting that I need to release unrealistic expectations of perfect happiness. So there might be a version of family or life harmony that I've been clinging to create, and that creates pressure on me. So I need to let go of the need for things to look ideal and embrace joy in the messy and imperfect presence. So I think for me personally, this is like regarding my marriage. And my marriage is good and it's strong and it's relatively healthy. And it's constantly improving and evolving. Like I need to state all this out in advance. But oftentimes I'm like, it's not perfect. It's not like I sometimes find myself focusing on what's not perfect in my marriage instead of celebrating what is very right in my marriage. So, and I think that puts pressure on me to be like, my marriage isn't perfect. And so I need to stop having that pressure of it needing to be perfect and start focusing on celebrating it, even in the mess, if that makes sense. So that's what I think it's telling me. Okay, so in the balance position, we got the 5 of Swords, which is about conflict, ego battles, and winning at all cost. So balance comes by stepping away from unnecessary conflict or proving myself right. This season, I'm being asked to find peace instead of engaging in struggles that drain my energy. Choose inner harmony over external victories. So for me, this is about internal stuff, right? So I was sharing in the last couple videos that I'm launching some online courses again, and I had intended to launch 2 of them today, but one isn't ready yet. And I stressed all weekend and I tried to power through, and the guidance that I was receiving was like, you don't have to send it all off at once. So for me, the conflict and the battle is with myself internally, that ego inside of me that's like, you need to have this course ready on Monday, so you need to do it at all costs because you need to win. So I have been struggling with this, and not just this week. This is a struggle that I have because I put too much pressure on myself. And so I create this conflict. I create this internal conflict inside of myself with what realistically I can do and put out versus what I think I need to do. So this is what I think the 5 of Swords is telling me about balance. I need to choose harmony inside with myself over externally getting things done, like being able to check that stuff off my to-do list. I need to stop having that battle inside my head and say, it's okay if my to-do list doesn't get done in the time frame that I've put in my head. So I think that was an important one for me. So in the wisdom position, we got the 6 of Cups, which is about nostalgia, innocence, soul connection, and healing the past. So the wisdom that I'm carrying forward is the gift of memory and healing. Reflecting on past lessons, so like my inner child, my roots, and simple joys. And remembering that they remind me of what truly matters and can guide my choices with tenderness and compassion. So lately, this has been a theme that's been coming up in my life. I've always been working on healing. I've always been doing a lot of inner child work, but a lot of the returning to the past and reviewing it has been about stuff that needed to be healed. And more so recently, I'm being guided through like meditation, through memories, through dreams. Like even my yoga session last week was about an inner child healing. And yes, there was a part of connecting with an inner child version of me and healing that part. But the other half of that guided healing process that happened was about connecting with that nostalgia, with that innocence of that young person where I was carefree and I sang and I danced and I had joy in little things. And I felt confident and yeah. So I feel like the wisdom that I'm being asked to carry forward is to remember those good things too, that good feeling, that innocence that I used to feel, and bringing that more and embodying that more in my life as I move through the next season. Finally, in position number 5 for the path forward, we got the Hierophant, which is about tradition, spiritual growth, higher learning, and community. So moving forward, the Hierophant is inviting me to seek structure, wisdom, and guidance from spiritual practices and communities. This is about aligning myself with higher values and grounding my growth through rituals, teaching, and mentorship. So this is what I'm seeking. And more recently, I've been really feeling called to, I am connecting with some spiritual communities, but I'm feeling like I need more. And I've recently been feeling like I need to find a way to connect with people that are much further along their spiritual journey than me, to have their guidance and support as I continue to grow spiritually. Because I don't have a lot of people in my life that I can have those spiritual conversations with, or that I can learn from. And again, I have some people like on social media and stuff like that, and I'm so grateful for that. But I feel like this is inviting me to make sure that I find that spiritual community in person. Okay. So when we put it all together, all the cards together, I think the message is telling me that as I am stepping into this next season, which is about balance, it's also about honoring what I've already built. The Four of Wands, releasing unrealistic expectations. The Ten of Cups, avoiding unnecessary battles. The Five of Swords, which I know is internally for me. Cherishing past wisdom through the Six of Cups. So again, reviewing my past, reviewing the good parts of my past and bringing that forward into my life now, and deepening my spiritual path. The Hierophant. So this equinox is inviting me to celebrate, release, and root myself in what truly sustains my spirit. So, sounds very reasonable to me. All right, so there you have today's reading, and I gotta say, no surprises here. Pretty on par for what I've been thinking and where I think I'm at. I know that the internal battles, the battles that I have that are completely unnecessary, are internal with myself. And involve my ego of feeling like I need to get everything done within the deadlines that I set myself. I know that at times, because I have these unrealistic expectations in my marriage, and again, the expectation or the goal that I want is reasonable and doable, but again, it comes back to those deadlines that I think I should have, right? Like, things don't happen overnight, and things require work and time and progress to evolve into this perfect fairy tale ending that I want. So it's not necessarily the expectation that is unrealistic. It's more the expectation that it should be able to happen as soon as I snap my fingers and decide that I want that. But when I focus on that expectation, I'm missing all the other good positive stuff, and it kind of puts me in a not great headspace regarding my marriage. So and cherishing the past. Again, this has been a message and theme that has been coming up over the last couple of weeks more and more now. And I've just recently started to recognize that it's a theme. I have a lot of trauma, and I've had a lot of experiences in my lifetime. But I've also had a lot of good. And I forget that, right? The bad has been the focus. Like, the healing of the hurt has been the focus. And I'm now being called to also remember and bring in that good and bring in that innocence back into my life. Yes, please. And and deepening my spiritual path. Well, I mean, that's one of the intentions and reasons for this series, right? So anyways, I'm starting to blab and lose my train of thought. So I want to thank those of you that are returning. I so appreciate your support. Any like, share, or comment you leave me is so greatly appreciated. And I thank you for your support. For anybody new, welcome, and I hope to see you next time. I will be back tomorrow with my daily poll. I hope you have a very blessed day.